Right, so hey guys, and welcome to Venice. So, for those of you who've been following me on both Discord and Instagram recently, actually, you'll know that I've been quite excited for this flight for a little while. So, yes, it's a premiere again, which means you should know by now I'm flying in the real world today, and in this case, flying the Volater 717. So I've never flown the rear engine mounted aircraft before, and I've certainly not flown the 7-1 before, so as I say, I've been very excited for this flight now for the last couple of weeks, and finally we now have a chance to ride it in the real world. And so we'll definitely talk about it during the flight. I mean, Volateur's importance in this, as well as where everything's going now. As you can probably guess, I'm actually currently in the what's it called? The Avatar mode right now, which for me I think is quite underrated in P3D. I don't get why no one's so hyped about the fact you can walk around, do a walk around the aircraft and all that. I don't know, it's a mode that I feel doesn't get too much love. Anyways, welcome to the 717. Let's us prepare for today's flights. So, first things first, do apologise if I'm a little bit rusty. It's been a while since I last flew this aircraft. So we shall try and get our way through this without too much hassle. So first things first, set the aircraft up. So we're flying from Lima, India, Papa Zulu to Lima, India, Charlie Charlie. So flying from Venice to Catania today. Again, reminder of those who have just tuned in that I'm flying this in the real world, so you can use the link in the description, track me both on either Flight Radar or in the sim. Alternative is Lima, Mike, Lima. Flight number, we are Victor 71264. Cruising at 290. Average winds right now are 164040. And cost next today. Why can't I plug the winds in? Ah, okay. 040 at 164. Is it backwards? I'm not too sure. Oh well, cost next to 3. Next page. This is where you now put all the fun stuff in. So I think first of all, if we request refueling, that way you can have all the weight sorted out. Make sure that everything is correct. So there you go. The fuel truck's now coming in from the fuel depot over there. Shouldn't take us too long. We need 6,879 kilos of fuel on board. Problem is, if I'm remembering correctly, this does it through the default simulator fueling, which is in pounds. So I'll have to do a quick conversion of that. Otherwise, all our numbers are pretty much there. The truck's in position. There we go. So if I quickly go to vehicle refuel, and we need, yeah, I can do it in pounds. So, hey Google, what is 6,652 kilos? Sorry, cancel. Hey Google, what is 6,879 kilos in pounds? So, hang on, 16. Hang on, hey Google, say that again. 15,166 we'll go for. That's the magic number, which means I now need to take that, take away 5829, and divide the answer by 2. So I put 4669 in each tank. 4669. Oh, hang on. I'm being stupid here, am I? Just divide that by 2, so the tank stays empty. So you go empty, then it's 7583 in each. There you go, I knew I was doing something wrong. So that there will be how much fuel we require for today's flights. We reset the window so you guys can see P3D again. With the fuel now sorted, so there we go. Let us, back to status and do the rest of the FMS. So, block fuel I now know is, if I get that back to here, in kilos presumably 6.879. Takeoff, the ZFW is 87.7. And center of gravity is 23.6. 23.6. Cool. That's that sorted. And then page 3, nothing for us to do. So if we now head to the flight plan. There we go, so now plugging our waypoints for today. Is it flight plan or do we plug it into somewhere else? Nope, it is going to be that one. Yeah, that's fine. Right, so first waypoint today, not too many to go for. In fact, we'll set our departure first. So you taking off runway 04 right via the 8 Yankee departure, if we got that. Yes, we do. Insert that. So we go to Chi, followed by Lima 612. Not in database yet. Okay, that's fine. So in that case, we'll go direct to ANC, Alpha November Charlie. Probably the closest one. After that, direct to Sierra Oscar Romeo. And then it's Romeo Charlie Alpha. Where we then come into land. Top percent onto that points. Looks good to me. At this point also we should probably be requesting boarding. And to help with boarding, we've also got our second favourite add-on in the form of, if I pop it up, packs. So, starter flights, yeah, sounds going to cut off because I'm not sure how the P3D sound out a window thing works. Lips to lick, time to take off. I want to take off in approximately 15 minutes. Nah, we'll go 10. Flight time is 1 hour 50. Cruising altitude 29,000 with a flight number of Victor 7 1264. Next, we're a 712. We're relatively full, but there are a few empty seats I've noted. No Wi-Fi, we've got none of that. And starts. Now, I just noticed that there is one small mistake I made on that, and that our call sign actually is 12 Tango Juliet, if I remember correctly. Let's double check that. Where's our call sign? Yeah, 12 Juliet Whiskey, sorry. So I'll change it on the overhead for you now. Wrong button, but hey. It sounds like there's another aircraft in the area. Where is it? I'm not sure, I can't see it, but it sounds like there is another aircraft somewhere here in Venice. Oh well. Right, so passengers now boarding. Open rear cargo. I did not open that. We'll do that now. Buses arrived. Passengers boarding. All is looking sound. And they're going for the cargo vehicles now to arrive. I don't really know when the conveyor belt for a 7-1, but hey. Right, back to the aircraft setup. So FMSs are all set up. That's all looking fine. Everything is looking good on that. That plan set, everything's set. Yeah, we should be alright. Performance and initialization all complete. So if I put you back on to climb performance, economy climb. This is what I want, sorry. Right, flaps. So we will be using 15 degrees of flaps. Flex to temp is 10. Shutter range, hang on, what am I doing wrong? Flex to temp. Well, that's going to be 1/-1. There we go, sorry, temperatures is 10 degrees there. No, it's not. What am I missing out on? It's probably staring right in front of me. Not that one, sorry. I want... Where is it? The add-on manager for the FBI. It's in there, ain't it? As you can tell, I've not flown the 7-1 in the last few weeks. Just a quick reminder of how it all comes together. Right, let's have a look. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Patch is looking fine as well. Alright, so if I do that, there we go. Same for you. Format error. What kind of format is it looking for then? That's fine. Okay. Rotate speed, so it'll be 120, 121, and 132. For that. Now just the trim of the aircrafts. There we go. And then after pushback, we can then set the flaps. So at this point, should now probably check if we actually have active control at the moment. And then we can also send in our flight plan. Don't think any of these active controllers are mine. Well, it never hurts to check. No, no, and nope. So we are currently on Unicom. Maastricht, yeah, it's too far north. Munich and Lungen. Okay. Let's start up the APU, shall we? Get this thing ready to go. So, start. Baggage 33%, that shouldn't take too long. APU should now be starting. Make sure we've got our fuel pumps active as well. There we go. Fuel pumps are not turned on, so they won't receive anything. What else do we require? That should be all of that. Go. The airport comes to life as our aircraft gets ready to depart. We go back to avatar mode. You can see the sun's now starting to set. Waiting to close the cabin door, so that means the forward stairs are now ready to go. We can do that from outside, fortunately. There we go. Stairs are now lower and the thing will move away. The forward cargo is now complete, so we can close the forward cargo holds. Not sure if that can be done from outside. Let's have a look. Yeah, this one I'm afraid just out of range for us, is it? Oh well, that's the cockpit. So, back to exterior. Close you. Close the rear one as well. Yes. Which means now I've got cones and wheel chocks, which also soon be allowed to move. APU is on and stable, so power to you. You come off. Let's clear the ground. And very shortly, let's get ready for push and starts. Since it is starting to sunset now, turn that on, that comes on as well. To announce that we are soon ready for engine starts. Make sure packs are off, leads are off, that's all fine. Yeah, should now be ready for push and start. There you go, boarding complete, ready for pushback. So if I request pushback now, there we go, pushback and departure. Okay, that's 100 max. Okay, so you can't turn, so I'll just do a straight pushback. Before, nope. So truck's in motion. Make sure, yeah, seatbelts are turned on. Same for packs, seatbelts should be turned on. So we do that on the background, save some off. Okay, that's perfect. Right. Let's do this. So again, just my seat so I can see out the window properly. It's a bit of a high seat, I'd say, on the default TFDI viewpoints. As I say, very excited for this one. I always wanted to fly the 717 in the real world, and finally now have that chance to. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, QFE, really? QFE disabled. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this on Mercury then, I guess. It's a bit annoying, but we can always do that later. Fire brakes released. Engine starts at will, so start pump active, ignition on, engine to start. Engine to fuel flow start. I can't use avatar mode when the airplane's moving. Oh well. I'm sure the exit's secured. Not sure that one's open. Okay, well, engine 2 is now active. Engine 1, we shall start. Fuel flow starts. 1281, 128 on ATC, so that's fine. Set this to active. Mode Charlie now set. On traffic as well. No need for weather radar since weather's looking pretty good for us right now. Parking brake set. Have no departure, sounds good. Engines are running, aircraft disconnected. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Yes, the McDonnell Douglas MD-95, basically. It's not really a Boeing aircraft, the 7-1. It was built by McDonnell Douglas, built for MD operations, although Boeing bought the company out pretty much on the release of the airplane, so they're kind of left for this. It didn't sell terribly, but certainly wasn't as good as anyone was expecting, that's for sure. Stop pumps come off. Packs active, leads active. AP can come off. And there we have it. That's all looking good. So if I can get a quick weather update, and then LIPZ. So QNH needs to go to 3026, and at this point we'll announce taxiing to runway 04 right. Taxiing runway 04 right. Lips traffic. Probably should have gone for Venice ground there as opposed to traffic, but shouldn't cause too much of a problem. Right. Back to the, I'll turn these lights on actually as well for the sake of this will be a nighttime flight. Turn lights there as well if we need it, but I should do. Where is it? Lights, nose lights, down to taxi. Let's head to the runway. Parking brakes released, throttle up. Also actually need to go to the co-pilot sides. Flaps down to 0. And using a dial-it flap, bring it down to 15 degrees. Oh, dial-it flap. No one ever knows why it never took off and why no other aircraft in existence, apart from the McDonnell Douglas series, ever used it. But no, I can't complain. I do like the 7-1. I've always liked it from an outside perspective. And so finally today, I get a chance to fly it now from an inside perspective to see how it is as a passenger. I mean, not a terrible airline, but not by any means. Low costs for sure. But for me, riding this aircraft was more of a a last chance kind of thing, because Blue One went bankrupt a couple of years ago, having sold their entire fleet on the demands of Scandinavian. Oops. And yeah, Volterra now at the moment is looking into replacing all their 717s with 319s, which they plan to complete either end of this year or early next year. So I talked about it last year. It was like, yes, I should try and fly 717 Europe because of how rare it is. But I never really jumped forward with the idea until I kind of got bored one day. Thought I'd see what routes it takes on a relatively long distance journey, at least plenty of airtime, and then just hop on a flight for that. So Volatea 1264 from Venice to Catania came up even. It was cheap, it was like €15 one way. And I could get to Venice on the cheap as well. That I can do with Ryanair, not a problem. And then the return leg, that was a bit more of a, I guess, tricky one. It's more kind of just trying to find a time where it kind of work all together. Alitalia came up with that one. And so my return flight takes me to, first of all, to Milan Linate in an A319 or 20. It gets decided on the day based on how many passengers have booked it. And from Linate, I then fly to London City Airport. So that, for sure, is an exciting one. So we're very almost at the runways now. Cross over 04 left first, then 04 right. So if I turn on the landing lights, just to announce that we are crossing the runway. More hard shorts, announce our takeoff, and then go. Should be completely clear. I don't anticipate any traffic at the moment. Throttle. Let us hold position here. Now depart ellipse, departing runway 04 right. Have a quick check to make sure there's no landing planes or departing planes or anything on the wrong side, which there are not. Land lights are all set, aircraft's ready for takeoff. Let's do this. Actually, I will quickly announce on packs as well. Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Chair public address. Cabin crew, please be seated for takeoff. Realised I never did my welcome aboard message. But that was more kind of just me focused on setting up the aircraft correctly. Go. All looks good. Engines are stable. And off we go. V1 rotates. V2. Nice and steep climb out, thanks to the power of the 7-1. There we have it. Beautiful, beautiful takeoff. What should be an absolutely fab flight. 1,500. Sets the autopilot, navigation set.
Stabilizer motion.
And there we have it. So, flight time from here to Catania is about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Block time 1 hour 50. We'll be in cruise only at 29,000 feet, flight level 290, so it's not a terribly high climb today. And by the time we start top ascent, should be heading over towards the Isle of Sicily.
Stabilizer motion.
We'll then get quite a nice landing in. 717, of course, being a fun little aircraft. Should be quite good. The aircraft staying above me, staying at flight level 300, okay. Set the altimeter. Right, so my seats today for this flight is 20A. So I'm sitting at the back of the aeroplane, nice and close to the engines, but not in one of those blocks by it. So if I was going to fly this aircraft, I always said that I'd fly it basically in front of the engines, something just to have a look at. And yeah, it worked out quite nicely. So that seat was booked relatively quickly. Voltaire will be able to do the rest. It's still a full 10-degree climb out at this point, passing through 10,500, climbing at about 3,000 feet per minute. Aircraft saved at 250. At this point, yeah, our nav and V nav taken over quite nicely. Looks good. It's a little bit turbulent at the moment, but nothing too major. Through 10,000, slowing lights now come off. All looking good. Oh yes, actually before I forget as well, to go to the co-pilot seat, just need to reset styler flap now that it's come back to 0. As I said, no one will ever know why dialer flap never caught on. No one will ever know. Yeah, even the co-pilot's getting quite a nice view of the Venetian Sea right now. So if I can turn off the seatbelt sign, as it's now relatively stable. In fact, I'll probably wait for us to finish the turns first. Waypoint Charlie Hotel India. Only about 20 miles out at this point, so probably best for us to allow that to go first. Air station open. No, sorry, that comes off, doesn't it? isolation. This is where I'm now probably staring at a switch in front of me. Because I haven't used this aircraft in a little while. There we go. That. That's airfoil anti-ice. Oh. Probably best have that auto, maybe. There we go. Alright, see that sign comes off. That is that one. And then I can tell Pax to do the same. Also, while we're on climb out, chance to have got our passenger list, shall we? So everyone's satisfied. Everyone's pretty happy. Fairly middle-aged passengers, few young passengers, but generally middle-aged. One of those people are me, not by name, but certainly in spirit. Turn on or turn off the fast? See that sign, did she say? Turned off, okay. So passed through 17,000. 300 knots now on the climb out. Still making a pitch of 5 degrees, so actually that's a bit more stable now. Certainly quite a heavy climb. Yeah, now time to head back over Italy. We fly over the mainland for a bit. Quick moment just to familiarise myself with the aircraft again. So the approach buttons are fairly standard, nice and big. The one that threw me off, actually, I will be honest, was the lack of flight director. But it looks like flight director is pretty much automatic in this. It just comes on its own accords. There's nothing for me to select, which is fine. I love the sky colours right now. It's been a while since, again, I last probably used PPV, but thanks to the release of the 737 NGXU, it really has dropped me back into it. I mean, the 717 by TFDI design, it is just a fantastic aircraft, one that I do recommend to anyone looking for this kind of aircraft. And, yeah, really, there's nothing bad I can say about it, other than that it is just a fantastic little aircraft to fly. I'm certainly glad that I'm flying in the real world. I don't get the opportunity too often, at least in the UK, because the closest it comes here is somewhere in northern France, actually, 717, at least where Voltaire fly to. I think that flight has actually since been taken over by the 319s. But, yeah, the closest that Voltaire come to is northern France. I don't remember which airport though. I mean, initially I was thinking actually doing, say, Venice to Athens to fly 71, but for a return back to the UK for a 4-hour flight, it's too long for what is basically just a bit of a vanity trip there. I mean, the whole purpose of me going to Catania, small parts to enjoy Italy, higher parts to fly the 7-1. And on the return leg to London City, that was just a bonus that I wasn't expecting, but certainly had to throw in as soon as it became available. It'll be a Monday night, so literally everyone on board the airplane will be a banker or a worker of some sorts. And I'll just be the odd one out, the tourist in the mix. Passing through 245 now. Not too long now until we're at cruising altitude. Thanks to pretty good tailwinds, we're actually doing pretty good for the wind front as well. Especially once it gets to that next waypoint. Let's just be flying direct into the wind. Well, it's at least against the wind, so that'll speed things up quite nicely. Put you back into the flight plan. Don't think we're going to use 25 or 40 flaps. Let's have a look at the right hand seats again. What do the flaps give us? Yeah, 25 straight to 40. So I may actually be using the 440 this time. It's a bit overkill, but if it's required, it's required. And also gets to set up the runway later on as well. At the moment, the runway it looks like we're going to be using is the flight plan, runway 08. I have a look at what it's going to tell me. Zero 08. The NATO 1 Lima, NATO 1 Lima. Insert that. Then clear its continuity. It's quite a bit of a star actually. It's giving me a top percent and everything. Does this have a plan mode? Yes, it does. I mean, most aircraft do, so it's nothing to be
Altitude.
crazy about. So there you go, 29,000 coming up now. So if I hit RCA, oops, let's go for top of descent. So NC Sorrento, RC8 native. To REM, where's REM? Looking at the approach, I don't know why it's giving me a massive loop. Index is the point I want to be. So if I delete that, find this REM point, RCA native. I'm really confused by that. I shouldn't be, but I am. There we go. And then clear this continuity. That gives me a, there you go, a much more sensible approach. Basically straight in. Top descent also gets included. And we don't have to deal with that until we past the Sorrento point for a couple of miles. Right, that's our approach sorted. So if I go to U, back away from plan mode, back to map. Now that will be runway 08. Use search flight plan still, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, that's information I'll just get off the interwebs. So so it's now being sorted. Takes a second for everything to load. There we go. 109.9. Ah, okay. Where does one insert it? It's not automatic, is it? Maybe it is. I'd be quite surprised if it was actually. Have a look. Direct. Navros. There we go. No, it's not. So the. Yeah, fine. Oh, that's course. So it's what did I say? 1099. Course 83. The same for you. So 109.9 / 83. Whoops. 83. Alright, so as soon as it comes to landing, our navigation will be set. So, at this point, as I say, now just sit back, relax, let the aircraft do the rest. That's over land, right? Very funny looking land. Where are we? Oh no, we're actually over the sea right now. I finished what you looked up on Project Flight, and I can just show you where we are right now. So, if I switch to you. Right, so we're here. Vueling 12 Juliet Whiskey. We're 712. Foxtrot Charlie uniform. Currently over the water. We should be hitting land shortly. We've got a big aircraft in my way, 744. We're currently offline, currently on Project Flight. Some point I saw an image out for this one as well. But it's a relatively straight in flight today. I will say, I do need to fly this aircraft a little bit more. It's a bit forgotten about in my channel, and it's one of those that I keep saying I'll fly it again, and then never fly it again. It's like the Q400-8 by FlyJ Sim as well. I mean, that's got the legacy update now, so it's a little bit easier to operate. I don't know, I've never really sat down and just flown this again. Good aircraft and all. I just need to find the time for them. So I've been airborne 20 minutes now. Now a fifth of the way into flight as well. this will be a sunset evening flight, so during the takeoff I got to enjoy the sun. Landing will almost certainly be in the dark. Which I ain't complaining for. What I'd say is my favourite time of day to fly probably is these later evening ones. I don't know, there's a sense of like relax in the cabin, sense of relief. Passengers are tired, hoping to have a nap. Cabin crew are a bit less active. They're kind of shutting down for the day. Yeah, these evening flights certainly do get a bit of love from me. I mean, I'll land in Catania. I'm not sure what I'll do other than just walk around and just be a tourist as per usual. Be all touristy. I mean, that's the go-to when I'm usually travelling out and about. I think the throttle as well, actually, really fighting some of this turbulence. It's already turbulent, but sounds like it's doing something with the airflow around it. Next waypoint reached. And then just look at that. Look at that plane. I don't know why it gets so much stick. I mean, okay, it's not the most efficient in the world. Certainly not the cleanest. And not really a Boeing aircraft at heart. But at the end of the day, it is the final generation of the DC-9. So you have the DC-9 series aircraft, then with the original Douglas construction. Then you had McDonnell Douglas and their MD-80 series. And then you got the MD-90, which is a pretty standard aircraft. And then the MD-95 was going to be like the next generation of it, before Boeing bought out the company. And ultimately, yeah, left things where they were in the end. And so while it's not too common in Europe, you can barely get a flight on it these days. I'm personally happy to have a seat, give it a flight. No, I do hope it's actually one of the Spanish registered 71s I'm on, and not the what's it called? It's the Irish registered ones. So a lot of local airlines have got their aircraft registered in Ireland because it's just so much cheaper. So the one I'm flying even in the sim right now is an Echo India, but I do hope it's one of the Spanish registered ones, which there are a few of, because they've all got fancy little nicknames on them, which I do find quite fun. I mean, I look at flight radar, the last couple of flights are Irish registered planes, but you do get the odd Echo Charlie on there as well. A few more updates on that sim, but nothing in particular that I need to have myself concerned about just yet. So the airport I'm landing at is India Charlie Charlie. Doesn't look that anyone's really coming to that area anytime soon. Oh yeah, haven't done this yet. Let's go for a flyby. Oh, we got contact. 13245. 13245. Alright, let's go say hello. Let's get this information first as well. So, who are you? Okay, don't tell me where you are. Hang on. Keep losing connection to the voice server. Don't know why it does that. Good evening, Centart. This is Volatea 12 Juliet Whiskey with yacht cruise of 290.
Volatea 12 Juliet Whiskey. Good evening. Squawk 5373.
Squawk 5373 for Volatea 12 Juliet Whiskey. 5373. Whoops.
Volatea 12 Juliet Whiskey identified. Proceed direct to Sub intersection Sierra Uniform X-Ray Uniform Bravo.
Direct to Suck Sub for Volatea 12 Juliet Whiskey. I don't have Suck Sub. Oh, I don't have it yet, at least. What in database? Ah, okay. It's not that, is it? Nope. Okay, I'll go direct to Sorrento then. There we go. So, top of descents.
Good evening. Roger, clear to Venice. Departure via Victor India Echo 5 Foxtrot. Departure angle 07. Initially 5000. Squawk 5370.
Okay, so now flying over central Italy.
Okay, I want to Juliet Whiskey radio check.
Volatil 1 2 Juliet with go aheads.
Just for a radio check, do you hear me 5 on 5, 3 on 5?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clearly. 5 out of 5 Volatil 1 2 Juliet Whiskey.
Roger that. Sardinia 004. Can you hear me now?
Whoops. He might have the same problem as me, where sometimes that symbol disconnects you from the audio server. Just tell him to disconnect and reconnect, and he should hear you again.
Thank you, Hego.
Yeah, like I said, I had that issue a couple moments ago where, for whatever reason, that symbol just disconnects you from the audio server. So if you just reconnect, things will sort out no problem. Venice just
Roger,
tower.
we are clear to Venezia via Fiesta 5 Foxtrot departure.
Ah, there we go.
Time 5,000 feet. Scope 5370, Air Sardinia 004.
So that was the airplane that was having issues communicating moments ago. Turn it off and on again. Everything works fine. I think that's quite a few Italian controller towers have just popped up online.
Sardinia 004, mi sente adesso? Ti copio leggermente meglio adesso, mal di poco. Allora sei tu. Roger, Sardinia 004, repack correct. When ready, push and start approved. Roger, push and start when ready are approved. Sardinia 004.
There's like a few clouds have started to pick up a bit. Things are relatively quiet right now. Yeah, 35 minutes airborne. We are now just shy of halfway through the flight. So it's making good progress at the moment.
Brindisi Radar, good evening, Sardinia 0022 with you. Sardinia 022, good evening. Radio is loud and clear.
Oh yep, definitely a Sabina guy.
Brindisi Radar, I cannot, you are unreadable.
Yeah, sounds like a few people are having issues with this controller, at least in terms of audio. I can hear him no problem.
Catania 022. Can you hear me now?
That is so odd. So odd. Speedbird 637, that's the flight. It's not the flight to Milan, is it? No.
Voltaire 12 unit whiskey, you are leaving my airspace. So monitor Unicom 122.8. Good flight.
I missed the call sign, was that for me? Sorry, I missed the call sign, was that for Welling 12 Juliet Whiskey?
12 unit whiskey, you are leaving my airspace now.
Yes.
So monitor Unicom 122.8 and good flight.
1228 for Voltaire 12 Juliet Whiskey. Thank you very much. Good luck with the audio. Bye bye.
Bye.
Right, back to Unicom. That was fun. We had some contact during his flights. As I say, I've always liked flights with ATC because, again, it's like, it's more to say, more to hear, and it really brings a flight to life. And again, thanks to the new VATSIM. Just gives you that little bit more clarity. I love it, I really do. So I've got still a fair bit of this flight left to go. Currently, we are in central Italy right now. So that's the centre of the country. Won't be too much for us to do for a little while now. In terms of aircraft going to Catania, I can see this aircraft departing. You're on IVAO, so you don't matter to us. You're going to Lanati in 320. So yeah, this will be the flight I'm actually doing tomorrow, but I'm doing it in 319 because well, one, it can be either or aircraft, and two, I don't own a 320, so 319 it is. Flying the toeless. In fact, I should have an image of that somewhere. Let me have a dig around. Pop onto a Discord server. I know I've saved one onto that. I quite like that one. I like that one as well. And there's more light on this one, so we'll save you. Go to fleets. Go down to the 7-1s. edit, no, not edit aircraft, I want to upload image, select, go to my downloads, and it's unknown PNG, what an interesting name. There we go. That there will now serve as my 717 image. Assuming the upload's being a bit slow. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, first flight's out of Venice. And it's one of those, as I say, I'll try and get more than one flight out of. Try and do maybe what I did to the Hawaii flights actually I did it a little while ago. When I first got 717, I did the island hopping flight. So I basically just loaded up the aircrafts. And I just did like 3 or 4 flights in it in one go. Interesting going on over here. Malaga, Barcelona. Yeah, you're doing group flights of some sorts. You're still on the ground. Same airline, are you? ARP. I'm not sure who ARP is. But yes, same airline. 738s, all on that sim. Well, have fun on that one. Yeah, we're now just over halfway through our little flight. So, top of descent is now in 160 miles. We've already got our runway and ILS set. So what we've got to do is just bring the aircraft in. Not much tablet now does for me apart from yeah, click on these buttons and mess everything up. Yeah, it's pretty substandard at the moment. I mean, I like it. The TFDI was probably the first aircraft that properly introduced the EFB in, okay, a basic form, but definitely kickstarted it. I mean, look at the NGXU now. That's got a proper, crazy, fully functional EFB. It is nice. But this is the one that started it all off. TFDI design. They are software developers at heart, rather than aircraft developers. But they do a blimmin' great job at it. And speaking to the guys at Flight Sim Show last year, don't forget they were also hinting on the release of a few more things as well. And they got a regional jet of some sorts, just taxiing circles. Yeah, they did hint on doing a new jet at some point. Didn't say what it was. But definitely excited to see what that one is. There really are crazy engines spawning up and down the constants. I'm sure that's just the sim rather than what the 717 actually does. Constant spawning. Yeah, all looking good. Go another flyby, this time without ATC jumping in. I mean, everyone talks about the 737-700 being the pocket rocket, or the 600 even, but what did the 717 get any real nicknames? Let's have a look. Sure it did. Probably quite disappointing ones. 717. It is known as... There we go, aircraft nicknames. Scroll down. No, didn't really get any nicknames. The MD-80 and DC-9 certainly did. The MD-80 definitely get a few. Oh, okay. The MD-95 did. The John Holmes condom. I am actually going to have to Google that to see who John Holmes is and why he got such an unfortunate nickname. He's an actor. Ah, okay. Okay, yeah, I think I am now finished with searching this guy. The John Holmes condom. Thank you for that. Oh boy. There's a reason my videos are not marked for children anymore, and not just because of YouTube's new algorithm regarding that. Yeah, so now off the boot of Italy now. Over the sea once again. And looking to land within the next couple of minutes. Right, 80 miles now. Sort of the panel lighting's been set for night time. It's not on dome lights, not too bad either. I like the lighting setup that TFDI here. Nah, we'll leave the dome lights off, no real need for it. Thunderstorm lights as well, it's quite a powerful one at the back. No thunderstorms right now. No rain reported. Let's get a weather checker to Catania, shall we? WX and ICC. 3 knots, 290, so it's fine. 104 use. Weather's clear. 1024. Should now go to the handheld calculator. 1024 means I need to go to 3024 on the altimeter when it comes to changing that. Again, thanks to QFE. Not existing. Oh, hang on. Ah, I'm an idiot. Sorry, QFE, elevation, QNH is height. Come on, Drawyah, it's basic aeroplane knowledge. So QFE is your elevation from the ground, while your QNH is your height from sea level. Sorry, I'm looking at inches and hectopascals here and just going crazy. No, it's basic aeroplane knowledge, and I don't know why I've completely failed at that. See, I'm a failure at everything. Okay, so now that I know what I'm doing, I'll be able to set that up without problem. go. Airport's now appeared on our path as well. In fact, I really like the way that the MD-80 series... I say MD-80. Actually, yeah, same thing. It actually puts the runway path on screen for you. So there's little features that some aircraft just don't have. And yeah, it works quite nicely. It works quite nicely. So as I say, shortly I'll start getting this aircraft prepared for landing. This would not be the last flight today, I think actually. The aircraft would have a turnaround. Go back to Italy, get back to no, it isn't Italy, back to Venice again, because Catania is not a Voltaire hub, but I know that Venice is, so yeah, this aircraft would have a return flight afterwards. Well, the control tower has actually just disconnected that. It wasn't me that lost connection, so that's interesting. commercial jet there, World Travel, just departed, floats gear still out. AZA, that'll be in, is that Alitalia? Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's Alitalia. 8560. So it's descending from 290, it's not a massive descent for us. Build it down pretty quickly and then come in for a landing. What is the intercepts for the runway? I should also check. 3,300. So that's what we'll be getting down to. So one thing I actually do want to know is what is also at the back of a 717, because it doesn't have a tail staircase like the old MD-80s did, and some of the larger DC-9s. It doesn't have a toilet as far as I'm aware. Is there really enough space for a galley at the back as well? As I say, I'm not too sure what they got at the back of the aeroplane. So that's something for me to, again, find out on this very flight. So I'm at seat 20A, so I'm at the, not cinematic, left window back, zoom out. Yeah, this is about where I'm seated in the plane, so I'll be able to see the engines from where I am. Let's get a pretty good wing view. I wanted to sit at 21, but that's when I realised afterwards. So yeah, I had like an idea in my mind where I wanted to sit. Problem is, I don't know the seats in Planet's aircraft, so I made a guess at 20, which is far enough forward to be in front of the engine, but not too far back that I can't see it. And yeah, I booked seat 20. 21 is the view that I want, but I'm sure 20, depending on where the windows are, won't have too much of a problem. It'll be a loud flight, so as I can imagine it's a lot quieter up front. But hey, as I say, it's all part of the experience, getting to sit with the aircraft. Because we're now past top of descent, so let us drop, shall we? 3,300. Down my speed actually. What should I be at this point? It's 268. Yeah, the aircraft's holding out pretty nicely. It's not a steep descent, the aircraft's flying level. About 1,000 feet per minute at this point. Right, this next waypoint should be at the 2100s. Can we climb back up to 290 again? I don't know about that. A nice standard approach. It's very nicely drops by the mile. It's not a bad FMS. It's an old outdated one, pretty much exactly based off what they had in the MD-80 or even the 737 Classic series, because it's not Actually, yeah, I'd say it's not digital. I mean, it is digital. It's not like the modern day Boeings or Airbuses even have fancy graphics on their FMSs. Actually, modern day ones don't, but I'm saying early 2000s. This is kind of started, say, for the early to mid 90s. FMS. Green text, bare bones, CRT display, but it works. 2000s was then your standard thing you told me we find in the 737 A320. And then modern day stuff you find your 78s and 350s. Which seems to be the way forward. But actually, I say that, 737 MAX has the NG style, but then again the 737 is the same airframe from the 1960s, so not really much you can do for that one. Passing 22,000. So see that sign's on. And let's tell Pax that we've done this as well. Oh, hang on, cancel that. So actually, of course it does, of course. TFDI Design make Pax, TFDI Design also make this 717. So of course they'd have integration between the two, because they know when the seatbelt sign's at a certain state, they know when the doors are open and all that. Very smart. I did not notice that before. Remember, I questioned myself why the flight attendants were saying one thing and I just did the other. It's because I actually basically backtracked on myself with the seatbelt sign earlier. That makes sense. TFDI Design, you guys are still legends. I did not notice that before. Very nicely done. Pass through 19. There's this coast of Sicily just there. The map will give you a town reference point where we are. So to our right hand side, we'll soon be passing over Taormina. To our left actually, we should spot some of this. Yeah, there you go. South coast of the mainland. And there's the tip of the boots, the very tip of it. Is that a hold point? Or is that just the waypoints being weird again? Let's do a direct to Peckod.
Stabilizer motion.
And did I decide if I did use flap 40 in the end? I think I did. I should double check that. Approach. Yeah, flaps 40. 134 VREF. Sorry. Approach 134. 129 touchdown. Where is this aircraft going? Direct to Peckod. Navigation tap on you. There we go, that makes more sense. Alright, passing through 15,000. Now, the last time I live streamed this aircraft, I completely forgot where the auto throttle disconnect was. I now remember is on the throttle. And when I was flying into Helsinki from Stockholm, I was just frantically looking for auto throttle disconnect. I could tell off autopilot no problem, but no matter what I did, the engines kept spooling up again. So at least I now remember where all this is. About 20 miles now from the intercept. In fact, we do a direct to index. Should be able to lose plenty of altitude in this time. If not, we can always mess around again. Yeah, 10,000 feet in about 20 miles, that's no problem. That's about 50 according to this. Yeah, not a problem. Just my close fly, there we go. Okay, time to use spoilers to help with the drag. Soon to pass through 10,000, so do initially aircraft's below 250.
Stabilizer motion.
Just on the landing lights, not the nose lights.
Speed brake. Speed brake. Speed brake.
Yeah, that's fine.
Speed brake. Speed brake. Speed brake.
We begun our final descent with you. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any crash one final time. Please ensure that tables are stowed and ensure the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat front.
That's all fine. That's currently at 13 degrees. We'll go to the right hand seat. 1, 2, 3 more flap settings to use. That's fine. Set to 1024. That's important. In a moment, we'll announce to the cabin crew to be seated. And then, last thing for us to do is just land the plane, basically. Nice and simple. Just announce on VATSIM that I am on final Lima India Charlie Charlie, runway 08.
Altitude.
There you go. That's my 1,000 feet warning. Cabin crew, please be seated for landing. Cabin crew, please be seated for landing. And there we have it. Approach mode to on. Oh, what's this? Okay, thanks for subscribing on YouTube. I mean, again, this is not actually a live stream right now, but was it the right time, I guess? Fair play, man. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, yeah, it's no sight.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Gear down.
Landing gear.
Gear down, 3 greens. Quite line the runway, but
Autopilot. Autopilot.
at
Autopilot.
this point we'll take it manually.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Which is already a dragged out alarm
Autopilot.
for autopilot to deactivate.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
How do you stop it?
Autopilot. Autopilot. Autopilot.
No clue.
Pull up. Pull up.
Go to the glass slope there,
Pull
that's
up.
fine.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
It's going to be annoying, the autopilot alarm.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
It's quite an interesting approach I've
Autopilot.
given myself here,
Autopilot.
but hey.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
we go.
Autopilot.
Welcome to Catania.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
80 knots, 60 knots,
Autopilot.
reverse thrust cuts.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our
Autopilot.
destination. The local time is
Okay, the taxi autopilot active, I guess.
p.m. and it's currently about 10 degrees. You can now use your mobile
Hey,
device.
as you can tell, the 718 my main aircraft to fly, but we're down.
Remember to use caution when opening items during the flight. This is your final destination.
Using the runway to turn around that.
For making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
But yes, as I say, an interesting approach, but we're down. And we're alive, and that's the main thing that matters. So, yeah, taxiing to the terminal shouldn't be too long. There is an exit point to our right there, so we'll use that. Switch over to the taxi lights. And then turn on the APU. This turn first, I'm sure they go taxiway here. APU. Where is it? There. Where does this taxiway lead to? Ah, remote stands. That makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, turning around again. So we'll use this point to just turn around, so know that there is no taxiway exit points here. At least this is remote stands for the airport. And then taxi back down to the other end where the terminal is a little bit tight for my liking, but we should make it without much hassle. There we go. Overheats, yeah, that's always going to be a problem. Right. Let's leave. Let's now turn on the taxi lights, just now slightly off the runway. These come off. We'll start the APU now. It's a relatively straightforward taxi to the terminal. So, first turn here. Pick a stand. Since this is quite a small airport, we should be able to pull up right to the terminal building in front of us. Now he's going for a remote stand. And then dispatch the aircraft ready to clear it up for another flight. As I say, I do expect this aircraft to be doing another flight today, so we shall just be doing a quick turnaround shutdown. Go. Very tight turn this, but we should straighten up for it, hopefully. Alright, it's probably a horrible parking job, but that's what we're calling it. APU that starts, yep. Power onto the aeroplane. And engines off. Turn on dome lights so I can see what I'm doing. Turn on that as well. Next we can then turn off the bleeds and the packs. Beacon comes off. Yeah, no lights stay on. Right, welcome to Catania. Also, I'll do my quick speech to passengers as well to finalise that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Catania. Local time is now 5 o'clock, and we shall be deboarding the aircraft in just a few moments. But once again, thank you for flying with us today on Volatea. Cabin crew, just time doors and cross-check. Okay, we will set that for Czech Republic address. Then we shall turn off seatbelt sign. Next is to bring all the ground vehicles. So GP connects, open the front door, cones, wheel chocks, both cargo doors. Ground power connected, we can then turn this on, that off, this comes off, and all goes to plan. Parking is too small for your aircraft, rubbish. That actually wasn't a terrible stop either, a little bit off the line but nothing crazy. But no, this is too small to have services, so passengers, I'm sorry, you're going to have to jump from the aeroplane to get off this time. But hey, as I say, welcome to Catania. Why do I keep opening that door? I wanted the water cargo, not that one. So, my plans here. Get off the aeroplane, have something for dinner, and then find my hotel. Spend a bit of night time walking around. And I think what I'll probably do a lot more of tourist stuff is tomorrow. As I say, today really was kind of a chance for me to actually sit down and finally now fly the 717. an aircraft that has so long avoided me. And as I say, first time flying a rear engines mounted aircraft as well. This was a long time coming. I'm sure right now I'd be quite sad deboarding the aircrafts. But hey, I can now tick it off my list. But yeah, I think that's for today. No replays, I'm afraid. At least nothing that can be easily be accessed. The one downside to this platform, but I'm sure we don't really want to get landing again anyway. Yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. Do leave a like if you enjoyed, do subscribe. I'll probably get more time in learning 717 again properly. For example, able to land an aircraft without autopilot alarms blaring in my face. And yeah, we'll see how that takes me. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.